Kia ora hoa. On today's video we're going to be this is going to be an entomology video, and we're going to be looking at the Huhu grubs that live in the forest behind my house. So I'm going to get into a little bit more about what a Huhu grub is, so stick around and let's find out. So, thankfully only 2 people viewed the video prior to this one. Now there was a bit of a hiccup with the video. I uploaded it and only half of it came through for some reason, and I think it's because I used YouTube Capture, and I could not highly recommend a more crappy app, and I would not use it. Sorry YouTube, I like YouTube, I love YouTube, but Capture is just useless. I've lost so many videos using Capture, so don't use it unless you've got proper equipment to use it with. Anyway, onto the video. So we're going to be looking at YouTube. We're going to be looking at Huhu grubs today. Huhu grubs are the pupae or larval stage of what's known as the Huhu beetle. Now quite commonly they live in dead and dying trees. Now the reason why we're doing this video is because I recently had to chop down a tree behind my house. It was dying and going rotten, and it was starting to fall over, but it hadn't fallen over yet, and I was a little bit concerned because the local kids play in the forest around here, and at any moment it could have fallen down. So I gave it a couple of good chops and then gave it a push so it would fall over. When I chopped into it, I found a lot of Huhu grubs, and that's not uncommon. That's one of the reasons why the trees die and start to decompose and then fall over on their own normally. And so yeah, so today's video is about Huhu grubs. So you can hear all the lovely bird life around me at the moment. There's some tuis and rosellas. So we're going to get straight into it. Now where we're going to extract our Huhu grubs from is a rotten old stump. So I'm going to show you that in a second, so stick around. So you can just see behind me here is our rotten stump. Now I am using my hatchet. If you're a room 14, you'll know what a hatchet is from the story, The Hatchet. But we're going to use my hatchet to extract some of the Huhu grubs out of the stump. Now it is very flaky and fine. It's like dirt, like sand. You know, it's very grainy. It's not wood fiber anymore, and that's because of the rotting and decomposition that's taken place, and also partially the Huhu grubs eating it. So hopefully we'll be able to find some. Look at that, eh? First whack. So this is a Huhu grub, okay? And a Huhu grub, like I said, is the larval stage of a Huhu beetle. Sorry, it's not quite in focus there. As you can see though, they do look something like a mutant worm or a mutant caterpillar. Now if I turn it slightly, you can see on its underside, the belly here, there's like these little hairs, and along with, I'm actually going to put him just down here for a second, along with those accordion like segments and the little hairs, that helps propel himself through the wood. So he obviously compresses and extends himself, and also using those little feelers, leg like parts, which are those little hairs, to propel himself through the wood. And he predominantly lives on eating the wood of the tree, and that's how the tree dies. So when it starts to go rotten, he's more able to ingest and digest those wood fibers and plant fibers. Okay, so what happens is once a Huhu beetle will come along and put like a little hole inside the bark of the tree and deposit her eggs, and then once the eggs hatch, they'll turn into a Huhu grub, just like my friend here. And then what will happen is he will go through the pupal stage, the pupae stage, the larval stage, where he'll go through a metamorphosis into the Huhu beetle. Now a lot of the action of that, okay, from what I've seen, happens in the front section there where that fearsome looking head is. And what happens is this goes kind of hard with it. Well, it starts off going soft and developing legs and all that kind of stuff, and then the carapace will form underneath, and then it'll kind of burst through the shell. It's very aliens-like, very science fiction, but that's what happens. Across a lot of insects actually that go through a larval stage like this, but you can see him here. He's like, if I hold him, you can see him stretch out and compress his segments. So I'm going to put him back into the tree now, so he actually turns into a Huhu grub eventually. He should be alright if I just bury him back where I got him from. So that's basically a little bit on the Huhu grub. Now if I get a chance to find a Huhu beetle, I mean there must be a lot around, considering it was that easy to find a Huhu grub, and I've found plenty in this forest. I'll try and put up a video of what a Huhu beetle looks like. They are quite ferocious looking. They're dark brown with quite big mandibles. But yeah, if you like that video, hit like. If you want to subscribe to the channel, hit subscribe. I'm really sorry to the viewers about the video that happened earlier. It was a bit of a shame really. You've got YouTube to thank for that. But yeah, thanks again for supporting the channel and watching. Until next time, ka kite anō, and I'll see you next time on Mr. Ashley's Place.